Hello dudes and dudettes, Brad the Guitarist here. I ran across this video I had recorded a while back that was kind of going through this little multimeter that was, I guess, from the World War II era that someone had sent me in a viewer mail segment. I thought I would share this with you. It's kind of a cool little video, so yeah, sit back and enjoy. Today's video is sponsored by the Songwriting Inspiration app. With Song, you can quickly organize over 6,000 guitar chords into major and minor keys and start writing more sophisticated, harmonically rich songs. Save your lyrical ideas and record quick melodies right inside the app to stay organized. Check out the Songwriting Inspiration app today. Links in the description. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Brad the Guitarist here. In this quick video, I just want to check out a little more in depth this little volt ohm milliamp meter that was sent to me recently in a video that I did for some viewer mail. This was sent to me by Corey in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I don't know if Corey even knew very much about it, but it looks to me like it's military, and I'm just curious how it works, if it works, and what it's going to take to get it to work if it doesn't work. So let's dig into it. First of all, it's got some screws here. It's also got a face plate that comes on and off, and I've got it attached to the back here right now. You can see when you take it off the front, you can attach to the back kind of for safekeeping. But yeah, just a very cool piece, and I want to see what it looks like on the inside. But I'll show you real quick if you didn't see that previous video where I opened this thing. This does have some instructions here on the inside. Test set, portable number 2, Mark II, working instructions, remove back of instrument, insert and connect battery, dry refill 8, cell number 1, MK1. So that's the battery it takes, whatever that means. Check battery with switch at 5,000 ohms by shorting the terminals. Okay, so we'll need these instructions here in just a little bit. I also want to draw your attention to this cool little schematic that they've got in here as well. And you can see here, this is going to take some kind of 12 volt supply. So we'll see what we need to do to get a 12 volt supply on this thing. But yeah, this should definitely be pretty interesting because I don't think I've ever worked on anything like this before. So let's open it up. Oh, it's got screws on the back too. I didn't even realize that. I always prefer going in the back. Just pretend I didn't say any of that. It looks like these screws actually have a safety where they won't come out, so you can't drop them in the field. Yeah, this has definitely got to be military. Because look, I could screw these screws out so far, and then it kind of becomes difficult. Yeah, they'll just hang on there, so it's like... That's cool. That way you can't lose them in the field if you're trying to fix your equipment in the middle of a freaking war.
Charlie, listen to me. You're keeping us alive now. You forget about that one.
Okay, so, oh yeah, man. So this has got a spot for a 12 volt battery for sure. We're gonna need something to put in here. I don't know exactly what. It did say, it did give me a battery designation. Refill 8, cell number 1, Mark 1. Let's see if we can figure out what kind of battery that is. It's probably some kind of sort of radio type battery, but I kind of want to get an idea of what belonged in here. Okay, so I looked around, and I don't have any batteries that will fit inside of this that are 12 volts, but I do have these batteries that I used to install in my lawnmower, and this array right here of 3 batteries, this middle one, well, this one is 12.5 volts it's reading, so it seems to be good. This one in the middle is only 8.5, which is probably why this array failed, because it had a bad cell in there. This one on the end is also good, 12.6 volts on this one. So I'm thinking one of these 2 batteries I might be able to use temporarily just to power this thing up and see if it works. Okay, to measure, Let's see, check battery with switch. Well, I'll tell you what we can do. This has got to be military because the way that they've designed all this, they've designed it where these nuts screw out, but they won't come completely off. That's something they would do on a military piece of gear. Now, who knows how long it's been since this has been hooked up to any battery, so. All right, so it's got power on it right now. Let's see what we need to do. Let's measure resistance of something. Connect unknown resistance to the term. Well, let's see. Check the battery with the switch at 5,000 ohms by shorting the terminals. Deflection should be not less than 20 ohms. So let's put it on 5K. I should have gotten that strap out of the way, shouldn't I? Let's get the strap out of the way. Alright, now let's get this strap out of the way so we can see. Alright, 5K ohms. Right there. Short the terminals. Oh yeah. Look at that. It's working. Will this thing check voltage? It'll check voltage, right? Of something. To measure voltage or current, set the switch to 150 volts. Right there. Connect an unknown source to the terminals. If necessary, adjust to the most suitable range. Okay. It just doesn't want us to overdo the range. Alright, so this is the negative terminal. Boom. Pause. This should be within 9 volts. Yeah, see, we've got a low range right there. So then we could select the range right there. See, that's pegging the meter. Not all that useful for low voltages, is it? Because we got a 9-volt battery that I'm testing right here. And it's working. It's testing it, but it's just not deflecting all that much. And if I try to go to a different range, you know, it's just going to peg the meter. So if that's 150, that'll be 100, that'll be 50, right? And that'll be 25. So 12 is somewhere in there. So I mean, yeah, it's about 9-ish volts, but it's kind of hard. It's not very accurate, is it? So voltage is kind of hit or miss on low voltages. Anything over 3 volts is kind of hard to deal with. Okay, this one's 2.2K. We'll see how this does. And it looks right? Yeah, well, I mean, that's, yeah, about 2.2K-ish, right? Maybe? Do a 220K. Okay, 220. I don't think it's not going to measure anything up to that level, so I guess it goes up, what does it go up to 25? It's just this other 12-volt battery. And that's, yeah, I'd say it's about a quarter of the way up. That's about 12 volts. So anyway, yeah, very cool. It actually does work, and I'm not surprised. I mean, this thing is certainly built to last. So I want to get a look inside this half of the mechanism. And I've already removed the screws. They've got the 12-volt terminals marked there for you, but look at this. Look how beautiful and elegant that is. It's really nicely put together. Very simple. These are very high quality, close tolerance resistors as well. You don't see these typically except on some of the highest grade stuff. This is military spec for the time. What a cool old meter. That's definitely cool, man.